1, 2, 1, 2. Coming off the top, y'all know how we do. Listen, I'ma drop a freestyle you can cherish. I'ma send a shout out to the host named Eric. Yo, he's never on some average shit. You know Eric, he stays loud and passionate. I'm about to break it down for y'all with a clever song. Yo, shout the host named Thomas, cause he's never wrong. Yo, shout to John, you know that he's smart and quiet, unlike my freestyles, which cause a riot. I'm about to do it like this, cause the people love me. Shouts out to PHP, the ugly. It's called ugly cause it's not professional, but I'm about to come through and bless it with style. So let's do it when I'm spitting, I perfume the room. Yo, the segment of the show is called Doom and Gloom. That came from Thomas. Yeah, can nobody go beyond this? I get the mic and then I'm about to keep it like a promise. Yeah, and y'all know we fill them up with anguish. We talking about the PHP, the programming language. About to break it down, no exaggeration. What do y'all do for a living? Web applications. Okay, I can dig it. My words spray tight. They getting together on the Thursday nights. Yeah, when it comes to rhyming, you can call me the new dude. I spew true lyrics while y'all broadcast on YouTube. So let's get it. You know my lyrics are major. All up in the comments, they got plenty of haters, but they doing what they doing. Keep it ugly. We ending every show with the saying it's lovely. Let's go. Hey, shout out to y'all. Peace to the whole squad, man. Hope your channel is doing real well.
Yeah. You hope our channel's doing really well. Yeah, we've heard it. We've already heard it. Yeah. You know, sometimes podcasting isn't always easy. You think you're into it and you realize you didn't hit a button. I'm not saying that happened tonight. I'm not saying you guys missed the best 15-minute opening of any show we've ever had. I'm just saying sometimes people forgot to hit buttons. We're going to blame John. I got to be honest with you. I can't hold back. All right. If you're listening or watching this for the first time, you may be thoroughly confused, but let me help clarify things for you just a little bit. It is June 15th, and you're watching the PHP Ugly podcast, episode 339. We are a weekly podcast that focuses on PHP, the PHP community, running a business based around PHP, being a PHP developer, as well as talking about anything else that comes to mind. Web technology, tech in general, security, doom and gloom, and occasionally I try to slip in a little baseball here and there. So welcome, one and all. Let me go through the whole spiel again. We do have some sponsors to thank. PhpStorm, brought to you by our good people over at JetBrains and honeybadger.io, as well as our supporters on Patreon, which continues to grow and flourish. Thank you so much. We're going to get back to all of them in a little bit. You will not be shorted 15 minutes of the show because John forgot to hit a button, but we will try to continue on. So for us to continue on, I am your host. John made that clear. See, you guys missed it, but John was very clear the last time that I'm the host. And with me is my good friend that doesn't know how to hit buttons, John Congdon.
I have to thank your wife so much, Beck. Thank you.
Yes, my current wife. I'm like, we're trying to figure out. So John and I seriously were in the show for about 15 minutes, and I'm like, that's weird. I don't see anybody watching the show. And then all of a sudden, I hear this yelling in my house. I'm like, what's going on? I peel my earbuds back, and I hear my current wife yelling at me, "You're not streaming!"
She was enjoying a good show, though. At least one side of it. Your side of it.
Oh my gosh! It's been a while since we've had a blunder like that.
So to be fair, you were trying something new with getting tweets and Mastodon and everything else out a little bit differently, and it just happened.
Just happened.
You were right. I did make it clear you were the host in the first 15 minutes, but I might need to step that back now.
I've been demoted. Okay, one thing we do want to clarify that in case, because obviously you didn't hear it the first time, in case you haven't noticed, our other host, Tom Rideout, is still not with us. He did have every intention of being on the show tonight. If you're in our Discord, which, by the way, that's what I forgot to talk about. If you want to be part of the live stream, Matter of fact, let me throw Discord up now because
Yeah.
maybe we would have noticed had we had Discord running. Everybody in Discord saying, "What's going on? The stream hasn't started." We've been like, "Oh, okay. Well, there you go." But if you're in our Discord, you would know that Tom had every intention of being on the show tonight, but ran into a production problem at work and got tied up with that and just couldn't make it on the show. So fingers crossed, you should see his return next week.
Oh my gosh, the memes that were happening at 9:06.
Oh really?
From Buttery and your NorCal kid.
Look at NorCal. NorCal just posted our family chat in there. That's kind of awesome. You see, Tom leaves and the whole show falls apart. Look at that.
Yep, but he is like you said, doing better. And
Doing better. Yeah.
We'll talk to him next week, just in time
get
for
all caught up.
Oh, that was a joke that was made because I'm going to be gone the week after that. Get to do a little vacation, and you were complaining that you would be the only one doing it. I'm like, oh, you could do a whole hour by yourself. You are the host.
I would forget to hit the button.
And you'd still do the hour by yourself.
Yes, Jeffrey. The only time I talk to my kids now pretty much is in Discord. So yeah, that's the life of a IT person, I guess.
And then I find out that I've got family that is in Discord that they don't post anything. They don't write in Discord, which they should. You're part of the show. You should communicate and be part of the show if you're listening in there. But I'm talking to like my niece and realizing that she listens. I think I talked about that last week. My mother-in-law often makes reference to things. I'm like, oh yeah, you're in Discord. You just don't post in there. I don't even know what their name is in Discord. That's funny. I should probably figure that out.
In Discord, I mean, it's our family, it's our friends, it's our community. A matter of fact, congratulations to Jeffrey, who I think is closing on a new house. See, I know these things because I have relationships with people in Discord. So congratulations to you. There's somebody else I wanted to congratulate in Discord, and I forget who it was and why it was. So whoever you are, if you accomplished something good this week, congratulations, you. You're an important role in the show. Thank you.
So, Eric, how was your week? Let's go back to where we were at before we realized things went off the rails.
The week's going well. Did some pair programming with you today on the event sourcing piece, which was a lot of fun. And I'm not saying that sarcastically. I did enjoy that very much. Been making some progress. I know you have too on PHP Tech videos. I think we are going to get that wrapped up here. I hope before the show next week.
All right. So you bring that up. If you want to watch the videos from PHP Tech, you can still get a virtual ticket on phptech.tv. Those videos will hopefully be coming out before I go on my vacation.
They will be.
Putting in a lot of work on that. In our Trello board, which I now got to find, I did post a link. I'm going to move it over to show notes. If you want to bring this up in the show, it's a snippet of Jeremy Limbaum's talk. And oh my God, this guy can sing and he's funny, and I've always loved his presentations.
We're sharing that. 1 second.
But he went above and beyond in this presentation, and this is worth the price of a ticket right here. Just listening to this.
You guys hear it when you hear the audio, right?
Usually. Yep. Yeah.
When my team talks about it, all I do is just wonder how nothing turned out how I planned it out in my brain. It all just feels like too new, too junior to realize that I should have diagrammed it. shared the plan. Made sure we could.
All right, don't give too much away.
Before the work began.
All right. That's great.
I listened to that today and I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, like, he's talented, he's funny, he's a good speaker, and has a fantastic presentation. So I was happy.
I gotta assume he was tearing it up on karaoke night.
Of course. Yeah.
The guy's got a set of pipes on him. And meeting him, like seeing him, you would never think it. You would never think that guy can sing as well as he does. And man, can he belt out a tune there? That's great. Yeah. Also, we still have we're sharing one, right?
Sharing one.
PHPTech.tv.
Oh yeah, the opening keynote is still up there, I believe.
Do you have the intro outro on that?
I don't think do I? I don't know.
Our intro outro. Let me see. Yes, we do.
Not have much out of tech not being there as I can.
Outro.
Have anything else, John?
Outro.
Soprano, pushing keys.
I love our outro. We got some bumping music, man.
All youngins ain't immature, Nario head ain't a OG. I'm Humphrey Bogart of the Rat Pack. This is super fly soundtrack meets the big payback. Marlon Brando meets Vincent Van Gogh. Tony Soprano painting pictures like Picasso. If you don't see the bigger picture,
I don't care what you say about us. You can be, as Harry Mack says, you can be one of our haters. You cannot like us, but you cannot say we aren't bringing back some fucking style to PHP. Between Harry Mack and these intros, outros, forget about it, man. We're bringing some style, bringing some groove back to PHP. We're giving PHP its groove back.
You go.
That's my final thing. I've been listening to that song like every time I make a video. I listen to it, obviously the beginning and the end. Let me stop sharing here. And I haven't gotten tired. It's very much like Harry Mack. I haven't even gotten tired of it. And to be clear, it's not something we had made specific for PHP Tech. It's not like a Harry Mack song where he's talking about us.
It's not exclusive, unfortunately.
Right. It's just something I had found on Pretzel, and I'm like, all right, this sounds good. And our graphics team put it to graphics and pictures and everything so well. It's like, oh, that's perfect. All right, A-Woods, why are you posting that? A-Woods?
And they did make a mistake in there where they flashed to a picture of you and I, and they said tech leadership.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I mean, it would have been better had they misspelled tech leadership. That would have made a lot more sense. But, yeah.
That's hilarious.
So that's coming along real well. Yeah, and then
so
I shared.
We were talking about pair programming. And
We were.
I do love pair programming with people, whether it's with you or somebody else. Having that interaction with people where you can talk back and forth about things is so beneficial. I know from a business perspective, you think you're paying two people to do the job of one, and that's just not the case. You are often getting more bang for your buck. You're getting a better end result by two people tackling a problem. And it's also a good learning avenue. Like I often learn about Livewire and Laravel and different things from you. You're learning event sourcing from me. So it's a great give and take and learning from each other. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I do enjoy it. And honestly, I think you get such better code as well when you do it. I mean, just you and I kind of talking through stuff, and I don't know. It's one of my favorite. I know it sounds cheesy, but it's one of my favorite things to do is to pair program with somebody. I already talk when I code. I think I drive my wife bonkers because, you're talking and you don't know she doesn't know if I'm talking to her. And But I
Well-
already talk when I code. It's nice to get feedback.
Well, it's funny. Sometimes we just hang out in Zoom while we're working, and you're like,
Mhm.
"Sorry if I'm bothering you." I'm like, "No, it's fine. Keep talking." So I don't. It doesn't bother me. I like it.
Yeah, yeah.
My wife said I was doing that this week because I'm deep in a new problem that I'm tackling, and I'm just like, "What the fuck?" Like I'm just back and forth, like, "What's going on? Why isn't this working? Or why is this working?" And like just talking, and she's like, "Yeah, you were on a different level today." Just,
I do love getting in those grooves, man. Time
Uh,
flies by so fast. That's the only problem with it. Is like the day just disappears when I do it, but it's so nice
I
to get there.
I rearranged my desk so I have a different monitor layout, and the past 2 days I've started using my standing desk again as a standing desk,
Mhm.
and I think I need those big projects to work on to do that. When I'm in my day to day and it's not a big project, I often just sit here. But
Mhm.
when I'm getting deep into a specific thing, and I raise my desk, put some music on, and I just kind of bounce to the music while coding,
Mhm.
it's like the best coding experience for me. I
Yeah,
enjoy
I
it.
agree. I agree. I have so let's have a conversation about our setup for a second. So I'm
Mhm.
a dual monitor person. I was 3 monitors for a long time, and then I finally got rid of one of my monitors. I am getting envious of single monitor people. Like if you only have one monitor, like I would love to have one monitor. I would have so much more space, but I don't know. I just like I don't know how you do it. Like I have my primary monitor over here. This is where I'm doing my work on my coding. I have my terminals over here and all that. Then I have my, I call it like my communications monitor. I have Slack open, Discord open. If I have music, like Spotify or something, it's over here as well. And the Spotify doesn't bother me, but Slack is like a big thing for me because even though I get notifications, I always kind of glance over at Slack all day long because I don't always get notifications for all the projects. So in our company Slack, we have channels for all the projects and certain conversations go on, and I'm not getting notified of everything. But if I notice a certain channel getting a lot of traffic and discussion, I'll check it out. And I just don't know how to do that with my monitor. Like that, I would just back and forth all day long. It would drive me nuts.
Mhm.
But, yeah, and funny you should mention standing desks because I still have my standing desk. I used it for a while. I haven't really used it since getting the fancy camera because I'm worried I'm gonna knock the tripod over. I
I need to get my fancy camera set back up.
but I have the only problem I have with the standing desk, so the standing desk is my desk, right? I don't have any other desk. And the only problem I have with the standing desk is to make it work correctly, my desktop is on here, and it's a big desktop. Like we don't use like a laptop. We have a big what do they call Thelios, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
System 76 Thelio desktops, and actually John's is bigger than mine. That's what she said. What? So it sits here on my desk, and it does that. So because when I raise and lower the desk, like either everything's got to stretch if it was on the floor, or you know it's on the desk and it's fine. But I
So,
wish I could get it off my desk because it takes up so much room. Like I could have so
mi-
much more room on my desk.
Mine is off. Mine's on the floor. I just have cabling that works.
So you went through and added all the long cables for that stuff?
The cables that I needed, yeah.
Wow, I should do that. I've thought about it. I just didn't want to
I
buy a
mean,
bunch of long cables.
the big ones are the monitor cables.
Right. The monitors
That's
are
the
definitely the big ones. That I think that's all that would hurt me are the monitor cables.
Yeah,
I think
and
everything else is up here.
that's easy enough. So Jeffrey asked what type of music. For me, currently, it's always 90s hip hop. A lot of Eminem, Little Dicky. Just why
Really,
not?
a little Dicky. Interesting. I
Yeah.
didn't fancy you a little Dicky person
Only because of you. You turned me on to that
back in the day.
back in the office. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, It's just I throw up YouTube music and that's what comes on. Monitor setup for a long time. I had the ultra widescreen, and then I have a 27-inch Dell that I had in portrait mode. So I had my code over there, everything else on the ultra widescreen. And then for for a long time, I had a third monitor, 27-inch monitor up high that was connected only to my my trash can Mac. And I didn't use it that often. I used Synergy or Barrier to, go between the two. And now that we're doing so much more with the MacBook Pros that we have for editing videos and some other things, the magazine being a big one, editing the magazine was a pain in the butt to run everything on the Linux machine via Windows virtual machine. So now I can just do it natively in the Mac. I rearranged, brought my two 27-inch monitors down right here in front of me, and then I had the ultra widescreen above that. And I ended up keeping the ultra widescreen connected to Linux only. The other two I now have going through a KVM between Linux and Mac. And for me, I have it set up where I could switch over to my Mac. I could be editing videos, editing the magazine, and then in those periods where I need a break or I'm rendering one of our videos, I can like play a game or something on the Linux machine. Kill 5 or 10 minutes while something's rendering, and then come back, do some more work. That's my late night thing. Where
Do you run
here
Steam?
till 12. Yep.
Do you run Steam on your Linux machine? Dude, I try to read. So I'm not a gamer. You know this of me. But
I'm
just
not
this
either.
week, there's a Batman game that I bought on Steam a long time ago, and I haven't played it because I can't get it to run for more than 5 or 6 minutes. So I just eventually gave up because Steam, at least for me, Steam was taking up like 150, 200 gigabytes of disk space. I'm like, I need that space. So I had deleted it. I just reinstalled it this week, and I still can't like get the games working. I know the Batman one is like an intense graphics game, but we have big boxes, so I thought for sure I'd be okay.
Well, the problem is the game is probably only meant to run on Windows, so you're running through an emulator as well,
Right.
which makes it tricky. I know there's a database out there that says, this is a gold level game. It's going to run on your Linux machine. No big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big gamer either. I play Rocket League. That's the extent of my gaming.
You still play Rocket League?
Only because like my kid just got Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I want to play it so badly, but all of those games, Batman would probably be the same thing for me. It's you're going to sit down and you don't want to stop playing. You want to play for an hour, 2 hours on end, maybe more. Where for me, Rocket League is a start finish. You can get in, you can play one game for, 5 to 10 minutes, or you can play 2 or 3 games in a half hour, and then you're done. Like there's an end point where I can say, okay, I'm done. I'm going to walk away. Rendering videos, perfect. I start that up. I can't really do much while it's happening. Play a 5-minute game. I come back, get back to work.
Yeah, it's like the perfect amount of time, right? To take take a quick break.
Yeah, I can't. I want to. If I were to play other games, I would get lost in those games, and I'd be playing for hours, and then I'd be divorced. So,
yeah,
I don't know how other people do it.
Buttery, yes. Actually, Steam actually does tell you what games run on Linux. Not even through like an emulator. They have games that run on Linux. And I'm not I'm not a gamer. I'm not trying to be a gamer, but there are certain games I want to play, and that's one of them. The other one is the Among Us, because there's a big PHP Among Us group who get together and play.
Do they still?
I
know that
I see the chat every now and then. So I'm part of their Discord.
Oh,
really? I see the chat every then, but I don't think they're as active as they used to be.
Well, it was huge during the pandemic. I know.
Yeah.
That.
So there's a couple games that I might be interested in, but in general, I don't get into games a ton. But the Batman one I really want to play. I enjoy. I played the older ones on the PlayStation. I had a PlayStation and I played on those. And I have a PlayStation now. I don't have the newest. I think I have, I don't know, whatever, 4 or 5. I think I'm like one generation behind now. So it should be plenty, but I don't know. I want to know my desktop.
I have a Sega Genesis emulator little thing. That's like the extent of my gaming.
Do you still play with your Switch?
The kids do. That's where
Yeah.
they have Breath of the Wild. My kids are big into the Pokemon games, so they play that.
You know what? I really should bring. So the PlayStation I still have. It was in my kid's room. My kid would play it. I don't know about all the time, but they would play it. But since moving out, it's just sitting there. I really should just bring that and put it in the office and start using it. I am a fan of the right tool for the right job, and I think a dedicated game console is probably the right tool for the right job.
My oldest kid is now talking about wanting to purchase his own Switch because my Switch isn't good enough for him. He wants his own.
He wants to trick it out. Wants his own style.
No, it's more about going over to friend's house and then they can play Pokemon and they can trade things. But if they take the one that we have, him and his brother have to share, and he doesn't want to do that. He wants his own.
Oh, so they don't have individual accounts, right? It's just
no, they do. They do.
Yeah.
They just can't do it at the same time. Where if they had their own handhelds, all of them could play because his friends, they both have their own.
Gotcha.
So they're 2 sisters, and they each have, and it's like, well, they've got their own. I want my own.
Yeah. Kind of off topic, but along the same lines. Do you know, like, the iPad is still a single user device, right? You can't have multiple accounts.
As far as I know, yeah.
I need them to change that.
No, that's a huge pain in the butt. Like,
is it?
Yeah. I mean, I've got a family of 4, right? So my wife still doesn't have her own. Does she have her own? I don't think she has an iPad anymore because she does everything on the laptop.
So actually, I was thinking more with tech. I wanted other people to be able to use my iPad, but I didn't want to be logged into all my accounts. So I wanted to be able to switch it over to another account or a lockdown account, kind of the same thing that we did with our laptops, right? We created a lockdown account on the laptop. That's what. We all have iPad, and I'm still a fan of the iPad. That's the only Apple product I use on a regular basis. Like John said, we got laptops to edit the video because there's a good video editor that we're using, and we use it. The Adobe Suites is what we use a lot for magazine releases as well. But yeah, I use an iPad all the time. Now I am curious. I heard there's a new Chrome OS tablet that I haven't seen, but
you got me.
Yeah. All these, I really need somebody to pay me to evaluate new devices so I can play with everything before they come out.
If only you were a good YouTuber and could do tech videos and get people to give you stuff to evaluate.
I know. I'm terrible. I know. I still want to get a watch. I'm so close to getting I'm curious how well the Apple Watch will run on an Android. My wife has one. She has like a Fitbit, which is doing really well. And I think that's actually what I might go with. They have a bigger version of the one my wife has.
What do you want to do with it?
Just
what's your goal?
Track my heart, because I'm always like worried, like, should my heart be, beating that fast? That seems weird. Should I be bleeding so much? I don't think so.
Yeah, because your watch tracks your bleeding.
Yeah. No, the heart, obviously, like, distance. The phone actually does a pretty good job at at tracking like walking stuff. But I think if you have the watch, it's probably a little bit more accurate and easier to read. So yeah, it's been a while. I used to, you know me, I used to be really big on the Android Wear, the Android watches, and
But
they were so
they've all
expensive.
sucked. And
Yeah,
they were never great.
they were never great. They didn't suck. Like the couple I got, granted they were higher end Android watches. I will admit that I paid more than I should have. Well, no, I won't say that anymore. They were cheaper than the Apple Watch, so I don't care anymore. But I feel justified now. This was before Apple Watch came out, though. But yeah, they were all right. But then the moment a new version of Android Wear came out, all of a sudden your hardware was behind, and there was just something that didn't just quite work. So I moved on. I moved back. I've been on a old analog watch for years now. I love this watch. This is actually a really nice watch. I like it a lot. It's powered by the sun.
But does it tell the time?
Yeah, it does tell the time.
That's weird.
But the problem with it is, like, when you fly to other time zones, like say Chicago, you have to figure out the key combination to hit to tell it you're in a different time zone. So yeah, the user interface isn't quite as clean as a digital one.
I do have, if anyone's listening and you use an Apple Watch, I'm very curious if you have it working I'm about to go to the Apple store to figure this out. My wife has an Apple Watch. We made sure to get one that has cell phone coverage, like it's a cell version of the watch,
right?
Because she likes to go out on runs, and especially when she goes to do a marathon, I want to be able to track where she's at on the course. And it works great when she has her phone with her, but she doesn't like running with her phone on her. So I'm like, okay, well, we'll get you the watch with cell and it'll update your location. It does not do that.
What?
It's driving me absolutely nuts.
What's the purpose of the cell coverage then?
She can make phone calls. Like if she
what? She can make phone calls?
Yeah, if she turns the phone off, she can still make phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
If the phone is near her, it uses Bluetooth through the phone but whatever, it still works. But the whole point was she can go out running with her watch, not carry her phone with her, and I can still be able to see where she's at. When she goes to run a race, I like seeing where she's at. I like trying to meet her where she's at to cheer her on, because it's amazing that she's doing that and I can't run that far.
You're running the show into the ground, so you're doing a good job there.
Yeah, I'm very good at running like that. That's how I do things.
That's crazy. I remember you had I don't know if it was the Android watch or not, but you had one that you could make phone calls on. And it was good. I thought it was actually really good. I was envious.
Yeah. I liked when I had that, but it's not a feature I use often. I always have my phone.
Right. Exactly. That's my thing. It's like, I don't know where, but like your wife is a perfect example. Like you go to the gym or something. If I could have my music and phone on my watch, yeah, I could totally see leaving my phone at home and going to the gym or, yeah. Yep. I agree.
Exactly.
Hey, John.
What's that?
Let me guess. You're not a Reddit person. Do you do Reddit?
I do not do Reddit.
Dude,
never got into it.
I'm not big on Reddit. I was holding on off. Wasn't going to talk about this because once I found out Tom was going to be on, because I know Tom is really big on Reddit. Fun fact: if you're a person on Reddit, there is actually a PHP Ugly Reddit, which we do not do anything to anymore. But if you want to start contributing to that, it is out there, and it is not marked private, at least not as far as I know. Maybe Tom did mark it private. So following in not Apple's, you got to be thinking about Apple now. Following in Twitter's footsteps, Reddit decided that they are no longer going to allow their APIs to be free. They're going to charge developers to use API. This hit the development world like a brick. First thing, if you don't know the history of Reddit and who they are, there's a lot to that. I mean, they basically dethroned Dig back in the day. I mean, I'm sure you remember Dig. That was like
Dig was huge.
Everybody was on Dig. There was Dig Nation, and it was crazy.
Love that podcast, that show.
But Reddit kind of dethroned them. But Reddit was very much behind the freedom of sharing information. And one of the founders actually ended up committing suicide because he was under federal investigation because of how he came in possession of what should have been freely available information. And it's this whole thing. I'll find the article. I'll add it to the show notes. I should have had this queued up. So anyways, there are a lot of very kind of progressive thinkers on Reddit and very adamant about the internet should be free, information should be free, so on and so on. But this whole ecosystem has been built around Reddit and their APIs. And so now Reddit decided, hey, Twitter did it. We're going to do it. We're going to say you have to pay to use our APIs now. And some of the people were like reporting like what it would cost them to use the Reddit APIs, and it was like some ridiculously large numbers. So in protest, keep in mind, much like Twitter, Reddit is a community-driven application, right? The whole existence of Reddit exists because of contributions and management from the community. So everybody is in charge of their own little subreddits, and they manage their subreddits. Like I said, we have a PHP Ugly one that Tom manages. So in protest, all these mods of all these different communities switched all their communities to private, basically crippling Reddit at that point. So there are a few, and I don't know if it's still like this. I actually stopped going because I got tired of everything being marked private, and the only thing in my stream, funny enough, was Batman articles, because I guess my Batman subreddit was one of the ones that didn't go private. So that was the only thing in my stream. I'm like, okay, I'm not getting any tech news anymore here, so let me bail out of this. So the moderators kind of rose up in protest. It's interesting kind of dilemma, because where I want to side with them and I agree with them, but also it's like I don't understand what Reddit's financial model is. Like, I guess maybe I don't see ads in there. Maybe they do ads. Maybe somebody can tell me. I might have an extension installed or something that blocks ads on Reddit. I don't know. But I don't see ads on Reddit. So I don't know how Reddit makes money. I see ads on Twitter. Like every third tweet is a freaking ad now. I can't stand it. So I know I do see ads, but I don't see them on Reddit. So yeah, Reddit is it really kind of shows how strong these like virtual communities can be. When they want to have a voice and want to be heard, they will be heard. We got some stuff in Discord.
But do you think Reddit is tracking like what is happening? Do they have any sort of tools around that are telling them that things are not going as they plan?
I mean, they have to. First thing, it's big news. I mean, it's like everybody's talking about it, so they know what's happening. They have to see a pretty dramatic drop in traffic because there's nothing for people to go to anymore.
Yeah. So I wonder if they are doing.
And now, a word from our sponsors. Classic Tom. That did look infected, however. You probably should have somebody to look at it. Oh, hi! If you know me, you know I'm somebody who literally wears a lot of hats. I'm a podcaster, a publisher, and a coder. What I'm not is somebody who has a lot of time worrying if their site is giving their users problems. That's why I use Honeybadger. Now let's be honest, Honeybadger is a sponsor of the podcast, But that's not why I feel good talking about them. I've been using Honey Badger for years and couldn't be happier. Honey Badger has a suite of monitoring tools specialized for developers. It's the only system that combines monitoring, uptime, and cron heartbeat monitoring into a clean, fast interface. Honey Badger offers a generous, free tier, and with just 2 lines of code in about 5 minutes, you can start monitoring your application. Personally or professionally, it works for everybody. Honey Badger can help you identify and fix problems sometimes before the user even knows there's an issue with your site. And at no cost to sign up, it's literally free for peace of mind. So go over to honeybadger.io and sign up for a free account today. What's going to hurt? If somebody asks you, tell them the Ugly Squad sent you. Now I got to get back to podcasting. I got these co-hosts I need to talk to. And they are co-hosts. I don't care what anybody says. I'm the host because I'm cooler than all of them. Thank you, Honey Badger. Guys, don't be rude. Thank Honey Badger. Ugh.
Thank you, Honey Badger.
I'm like, that happened. I'm like, oh, what now? And then I see myself. I'm like, who's doing that?
Hopefully Reddit has Honey Badger installed and saw errors or issues happening, and they're like, wait, this isn't right. Something happened.
Yeah. Honey Badger, thank you. Thank you for your sponsorship. You've been huge for us. We do appreciate it. Maybe sponsor Tech next year, though. I'm just saying. I'm going to put it out there. You know who we are. We've talked.
At least once or twice in the years that we've been doing this.
I got a question. If you're watching live, I only care about the live people right now, because if you listen to the audio podcasts, you can't give me feedback, so I can't listen. Sorry, that's how it goes. Are you guys comfortable with the sponsorships? Like, we do them because we've been lucky, right? We're doing sponsorships. We've had sponsorships of products we use, so we're very comfortable with it. But I don't know. It's like, you guys comfortable with this? Like, you understand why we do this, right? I mean, we're not Reddit, right? We don't. We actually try to.
we care about you as viewers and listeners, but you bring up a good point. There have been some like YouTube people that I watch, and they recently, or a year or so ago, there's that big thing about land ownership in Scotland, and you could be called a sir because you.
Yeah.
It's like, really, you're peddling that? It's kind of crazy.
Or yeah. There's that. There's some like mainstays. There's that one. There's Shadow League of Shadows or Shadow Warrior or something, like one of those mobile games.
The different games, yeah.
Yeah, Ray earbuds. Like, everybody does the Ray earbud. Like, you can tell where a YouTube podcaster is by which one of those sponsors they have, and it's just
right.
Yeah, yeah. That's what we should just start. We should start doing like Coca-Cola ads or something. Like, just make people think we got like big sponsors or something like that.
Drink this sugar water and have bad teeth.
We'd like to thank our sponsors over at Ford. Yeah, I want to be more important. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine where we're at.
Good question to ask. I've been doing a lot of PBX work this week.
PBX. Explain what PBX is.
So I work a lot in the phone system world, and I get to connect calls and do lots of weird things like that, and working on a new feature for one of our clients. And the big thing is, somebody calls in, they're calling you. Like, I call into your business, but you have multiple people that can answer that call. So now I'm setting it up where, depending on where you're at, like, I can call your cell phone, but if somebody else is in the product using the dialer for outbound phone calls, they can get a call in there. So I'm getting into that right now. It's just a whole brand new feature and how it's working, and it's very interesting. I got the very core piece of it done today. but there's still so much to get done, and I'm feeling that time crunch of crap. I'm going on vacation here soon, and I want to get it done prior to that.
Yeah, I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
Was that the point of that whole story? I thought
What do you
were
mean?
getting into something.
No, it's just I was sharing my week. I'm working on this new feature. It's fun. That's where I've been getting up, raising my desk up, actually going deep into that workflow. It's good.
It's funny you should bring that up because that's how I felt leading up to tech. Like I felt like everything was piling up, and like there was so much stuff we needed to get done before we went to tech. And I'm not going to say we got it all done because we didn't, but it's just like it felt like every week there was a new deliverable looming over our head on top of everything we were doing with tech. Like everything that we had to get done because tech was happening. Like by that time it was going to go down. So if we didn't get this done, it was going to be a bad experience for everybody. But on top of all that, we had clients where it's like, okay, I need this by the next selling season. I need this by, this and then. And man, it's just all just seems to happen at once.
Yep. That is true.
Do you follow my wife on Instagram or Facebook?
Yep.
Have you seen posts recently?
Always. I don't know which specific one you're talking about.
Did you see the cases of wine we got?
Yep, I did. And she's like, just in time for summer. Come over. We're going to have a big party.
That's what we're drinking, baby. We're going to be drinking wine for a while. We have a friend who has a vineyard, and I'll add this to the show notes because I am a big fan of them. They were actually my current wife and my wife at the time, but we weren't married then. My wife and my chemistry teacher back in high school, and we stayed friends with them after high school. My wife actually lived with them for a short period of time before we got more serious. But yeah, so she's a chemist from back in the day, taught chemistry in high school, but went on to do other like big deal chemistry stuff, and just like bought all this land in Northern California. And somebody mentioned to her said, "Hey, you should consider doing a vineyard." And she was like, "Yeah, I think I can do that." And it's like, what? What do you mean? Yeah, you think you can do that? I mean, it's not like she was young or anything, and she did it. She makes some great wine. We go through now. Granted, it's like our go-to gift. Like if somebody invites us over for dinner or something, we'll pick up a bottle, we'll grab a bottle and take it over. But we go through cases of this stuff, and it's good. So if you're wine, and I'm not a wine person, I'll come clean with you. I'm not a wine person. Never thought I would like wine. I do like the reds, and these are mostly reds. So I really enjoy her wine, and I will share her link. I don't know what it is off the top of my head. Maybe if my current wife is listening, or one of my kids are listening, and they know the link, they can.
Or your wife from the time.
Or my wife at the time, yeah. So yeah, it's good stuff. If you're a wine person, I'll share it with you. And if you're ever in the area, you want some wine, let me know. I'll grab a bottle.
Yeah, I'm definitely more of a cab person myself.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I mean the whites are just flavored water. Like they're just not. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them, but I just don't care for them.
They're good.
There we go. Cedar Creek. Good job there, NorCal kid. Oh, show comes Scary Wife. Cedar Creek. Everybody's bringing in there. All right, I'll add this to show notes. This can be the wino episode. There you go. NorCal kid. If you want to start working on a thumbnail, do something around wine.
And give us some titles, people.
Yes, we need titles.
Exclamation point title. Yep.
Discord. Do it in Discord. Can't do it on YouTube or anything.
Our good friend that was at Tech, Jeffrey Davidson, chimed in with thanking our sponsors. Insert name of bourbon company here.
Bourbon. I could go for that. I'm a Scotch guy. I definitely have like my Lagavulin It's up there. I drink a lot of scotch, but I've been wanting to move to bourbon because it's American. It's an American whiskey. And I just haven't. I found a couple. Like the scotches. People always want me to try other scotches because I drink. I don't drink as much as I used to, but I drink a lot of scotch. But the thing that people don't understand is I like a scotch. I like Lagavulin. I'm okay with other scotches, but I don't crave to drink scotch. I crave to drink Lagavulin. Like I will sit there and want a glass of Lagavulin. Bourbon, I'm fortunate. Like I haven't found that in bourbon. So I've been trying like a bunch of different bourbons and try the differences. And there's a couple of people in the PHP community who are pretty big in bourbon. And yeah, so they've been very helpful in giving me some feedback. If you have a good bourbon, let me know. I will try just about anything. I'm heading to Nashville here in a few weeks, and I'm hoping to try some bourbons out there. When I went to Louisville a few years ago, they had flights of bourbon, and that was so much fun. So I'm hoping to go in Nashville to find somebody who has a flight of bourbon, or a flight of whiskey in general would be good.
You can't have Japanese scotch. It doesn't work.
Japanese scotch. Yeah. There's a thing. There's a thing with Japanese scotch. Yeah. I wonder if Buttery does Japanese scotch.
I thought scotch had to be from a specific area, or is that something else?
There is, for something to be just scotch, it needs to come from Scotland, and there's a certain couple of things, but Japanese there other whiskeys like Japanese scotch, just has the name. I don't know how they got through the loophole. Maybe it's the method that they use, but my understanding of it is to be called truly be called scotch, you have to come from Scotland, and you have to distill in a certain method. There's like 2 or 3 methods. Lagavulin actually distills in one of the oldest and unique methods. So yeah, and the same thing with bourbon. Like the only thing that makes bourbon and scotch different is location. Bourbon is distilled differently, but it has to be in the U.S. Scotch needs to be in Scotland. That's my understanding. I haven't dive into that lately, but
all right. So I'm going to move on to our second sponsor. Speaking of deep dive.
Speaking of pair programming.
Yeah. Pair programming, deep diving into the tools that we use as PHP developers. I want to thank JetBrains and PhpStorm for sponsoring. PhpStorm is a cutting-edge IDE tailored for PHP and web developers. If you haven't used it before, or it's been a while since you've last tried it, now's the perfect time to check it out again, because it has received significant performance improvements and an expanded feature set. Curious to see if it's the right fit for you? Head over to www.jetbrains.com/phpstorm to learn more and try it out with a 30-day free trial. Code smarter, not harder. And PhpStorm, it's been a fantastic tool for you and I working together, pair programming. It's just a fantastic tool. And there's still so much more I need to learn about it. You were doing something today, and I was like, I know there's a way to do that faster. I just don't know it off the top of my head.
So it's funny because I owe our PHP Ugly listeners a video of my idea of them configuration. I've been saying this for a few weeks. I promise you I'm going to get to it. But I actually created another key binding because it was one of those things where I'm like, I'm sure there's a way to do this. So I have on my keys, I have GD, which means jump to definition. And one of my frustrations with doing that is
how does G jump? Just kidding.
Go to definition. Go to definition. So it's just right there. GD. Go to that definition. So the problem I have with doing that is when I write interfaces, which I have a tendency to do a lot. I do it with my repository pattern, and now John's got me doing it with value objects as well. But when I write interfaces, when you go to definition, it jumps to the definition in the interface, which isn't really useful for me. I'm like, okay, I don't need this definition. I need to see the code. So I'm like, there's got to be a way to go to the implementation of this. And sure enough, PhpStorm has it. And I forget what yoga acrobats your fingers have to do to use that. It's like Alt Control F4 and some weird setup. So because I have my Vim bindings, I just go to my Vim bindings. I'm like, okay, I got GD for go to definition, GI for go to implementation, and I created a new Vim binding for going to implementation, and works perfectly. I love my key bindings. You've got to get on board with the key bindings in PhpStorm.
One day you will share yours, and I'll understand what you're doing. But until then,
yeah, there's a whole secret behind it, and I'll share the secret with you. This is all the props in the world to, I assume, PhpStorm. The plugin is not an official JetBrains plugin, but I think they're just leveraging something Storm created, or maybe they're not. I don't know. But the key secret to it is almost everything in PhpStorm, everything is accessible through a command called actions. So if you do :actions, I think list, or just :actions maybe, it'll show you everything you can create a key binding for. And it's basically all the menus. So I have all these different key bindings, things that I don't even have in like my normal Vim setup. I have in PhpStorm to do things like I have a key binding that brings up this custom shortcut menu that I for like a list of things that I do occasionally, but I don't do it enough where it has to have its own custom key binding. It's very cool. So out of the box, I know we're talking a lot about Vim in PhpStorm, but we thank them for their sponsorship. Out of the box, the key bindings that Idea Vim RC supports compared to a normal Vim RC are pretty fantastic. Like, I've heard of people just copying over their Vim RC file to use in PhpStorm. I don't know how complete it is, but it's very complete. There's a lot of things you can do. So if you're a hardcore Vimmer, there's a lot of things you can do. Now, where I fell short from that is in the Vim world, just like in the PhpStorm world, I use a lot of plugins. So with PhpStorm, you don't need as many plugins because so much is built into it. But the way you access it to get it, like I used to have I forget what the oh god, it's hurting my brain. I forget what the plugin for Git management is in Vim. I just had my key bindings for it, and for a while I had mapped that to the Git actions in PhpStorm. I don't use either anymore. I use Lazy Git for everything. But yeah, so check it out. I'll get that video. I promise you guys. I'll try to work on that this weekend. Look for a video. Maybe I'll just give it to the Patreon supporters.
Just look at all the title suggestions for this week, and that'll guilt you into doing it.
Yes. Winos and Vim. Just there you go. Winos and Vim. Oh man. Okay.
I went flying before the show.
This is a good spot. Go ahead, keep talking. I want to thank our God, getting about the music.
Yep. So tonight,
new sponsor. Thank you, Dusty. Thank you for becoming a Patreon supporter.
Thank you, Dustin. Yep.
Oh, Dustin. Yes, good call.
Yeah. So tonight was our monthly meetup, I guess it is, for the hang gliding and paragliding group that I'm part of. Speaking of monthly meetup, we didn't do one in June.
No, we didn't, did we?
No, we gotta get that going for July.
Yeah.
We got back from tech and we're like, I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need to do it again in July. But anyway, so tonight was the monthly meetup. I did 2 very short flights because I couldn't find Lyft couple people did, but most of us just
Oh, Lyft, like actual Lyft.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
yeah. So most of us had anywhere from 4 to 10-minute flights. Couple people were able to stay up for half hour to an hour. And
Wow.
I think the president of the group stayed up the longest for well, let's say hour and a half, 2 hours. Just crazy. The difference, one, he's got different technology in his wings, and just more experience. Made me feel silly having a very short flight, though. Frustrating. Don't drink and Vim. Don't whine. Whine.
Don't whine about them. That's what I should.
There was a good wine one. I think that was also NorCal Kid.
Buttery custom bindings for your for your pleasure. I like that so much, but I don't want my kid to have to make a thumbnail for that.
Especially with your face.
It's a dark place we're going to. A very dark place.
I don't know why that hit me as being funny, but it was hilarious.
There's a lot of finding Eric here. Jeez.
So I know most of our people are tech people. For those that are not, that listen to us, we stop reposting things from Facebook where it's like, just do this and you'll stop getting ads, or people will repost things. And I've talked to the person that I'm referencing in person, so I'm not calling them out specifically, but if you are copying and pasting something and saying it actually works, well, you don't know it works because you haven't done it yet. You're just copying and pasting, and more than likely it doesn't work.
I'm very curious what you're talking about now.
No,
I don't Facebook anymore.
No, just the in general. Like, there was this new law that got passed, but if you paste this, or if you paste this, Facebook will stop doing that.
Yeah. I remember those.
Whatever it is, there's so many of them. It happens so often, and every time I do it, I'm like, don't stop it, stop. So I finally talked to them this week or last week. Like, yeah, stop doing that. My stepmom got hacked on Facebook. And so watching her post, like, I don't watch or post porn, is just funny words coming from her. And meanwhile, it's not real. It's just, it's a fake video button, like, watch this, or hey, this person just died and I think you knew them, and they want you to click on it, and all it is like,
or I came across this old video of you. That's the other one.
Yeah, and it's like, no, you're clicking on that and they're asking for your login information. So she probably fell for that. Now they have that information. It's crazy.
Yeah, I hate those people. I hate them with a passion.
Yeah. And I feel like I'm gonna be that person here in like just a couple of years, where I'm falling for all these scams, and I'm like, I don't want to be that person.
Oh, you want to try to get scammed? We've talked about some of the scams, but people tried pulling us in the past, running a business, but on a weekly basis, a daily basis, I would venture to say daily basis, our support ticket queue is flooded with, hey, I have bad news for you. I've hacked your computer, and I've been watching your camera and all the porn you watch. And I'm like, I'm so tired of these things.
I like responding to them, like, oh no, really? What do I got to do? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, they're fun. We've had our fun with a couple of them. It's been enjoyable. All right, do we make up for the 15 minutes we missed? I feel like we have. You got anything else to talk about?
Close.
Hey, I don't think our bot is posting to. I don't think our bot is posting our links to Discord. I'm scrolling back, I don't see any of the links that we shared.
And there were so many good ones too.
I know. So if you want any of these links, check out the show notes, and I'll have to figure out. I shut down some servers. I wonder if I shut down the bot server. Fugitive,
Whoops.
A-Woods. A-Woods, you are 100% right. Matter of fact, A-Woods, I still owe you some plugins. But yes, Fugitive is like the Git plugin people used back in the day, and NeoVim, I think, actually has a version as well. So yes, you're absolutely right. So for your listening pleasure, A-Woods, I had mapped at one time. I had mapped all my Fugitive key bindings to PhpStorm, but I gotta say, so the argument with Vim and the hardcore Vim people, and I'm still kind of on board with this, is everything's in your terminal. So with something like Tailscale, where I can SSH into my desktop anywhere, is pretty great. But in the speed is always fast. I mean, it's just not a competition. So that's why, like, for PhpStorm has gotten dramatically faster over the years. If you haven't used PhpStorm in the last couple of years, you need to give it another look. But it still isn't as quick as Vim. It's just not going to be. It's never going to be. So the secret with Storm is just keep it running. Right? You just keep it open. You keep your projects open. It's just there. I mean, that's what I do, because I get paid to develop. I'm always developing. So for me to keep PhpStorm open, a lot of times without whatever project I'm working on, it's not a big deal. But trying to use the Git integration in PhpStorm I felt painfully slow. Now I haven't used it in a year. Yeah,
That's the 90% of the time I use Git, it's through PhpStorm.
Yeah, I still use the term. I use lazy Git in the terminal.
I see. I have my workflow. It's so easy for me to grab a branch, check out a new branch off of that branch, rebasing, doing diffs, doing commits. To me, it's all there.
Do you have key bindings, or do you click around for all this?
No, it's key bindings.
Like maybe you have to show me. I don't. I still do all that. I do all my Git stuff in the terminal.
I mean, I can't even remember what it is. It's all like
right. It's
memorized.
You do,
but it's like Command K is for commit. Command Shift.
Oh, so you use PhpStorm key bindings?
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Now I still stand behind the fact that the merge conflict resolution in PhpStorm is definitely first class. It's one of the best merge conflict resolution tools out there. So like if I have a merge conflict, I'll usually reset my branch, then I'll go to PhpStorm and I click around for a while to figure out how to do the pull. That's actually one of the things that little shortcut menu I created does for me. It does a git pull for me, and I'll do a pull.
Yeah. So I have fetching mapped to like Control Alt F, and I'll fetch all my branches. So while you keep talking about the Vim key binding mapping, the key binding mapping within PhpStorm is just as good. You find what you want, what menu item or whatever, and you can add a mapping to it and just make it work.
You add a mapping. You add your own mappings. Yeah.
Right.
But
or
see,
a lot of them already have the mappings there. You just gotta know what they are.
The strength to me with the Vim key bindings is the leader key, right? Because like with the other mappings, you just have to like, so many keys already have functions attached to them. So trying to find something that like makes like a mnemonic sense, like Control K. I don't know how you would mnemonically connect Control K to whatever you're doing in Git. But for me, if I do a leader key G pull for Git pull, that makes a lot of sense. So that's definitely another, like, even if you're not a big Vim user, just having that ability to have a leader key in these mappings just seem, I don't know. Again, I'm a bad person to talk to.
No, that makes perfect sense, because there's often times where I go to add a mapping to something. I'm like, oh, there's not a mapping for whatever functionality is there.
Mm-hmm.
I go to add it, and they're like, "Oh, it already exists for this thing." I'm
You're
like,
using that here, yeah.
or it's a default for over here. I'm like, well, I never use that, so I want to get rid of that. But then I go to a new a new PhpStorm implementation, or I move over to my laptop and it's not quite the same.
Mhm.
Where I could see having the Vim bindings where it's always leader key something between Linux and Mac would be
Right.
so helpful, because right now my fingertips when I switch between the two are just like, I don't know.
That's a great point. I never even thought about that. You're right. Like when I
Mhm.
do use PhpStorm on my Mac, it's all the same to me, but I know like where Windows and Linux uses control, Apple uses that Apple key. So I'm sure that's how it is with the mappings. The default mappings with PhpStorm is a lot of Apple key stuff where you're used to taking control. That's a
Yep.
great point. I never even thought about that. Yeah.
I didn't either until we were just talking. It's like, yeah, that would be that leader key, and the leader key is avoiding existing mappings that are used for other things,
Mhm.
and you can make it the same amongst all of your implementations.
Right. Now, that does bring up an interesting thing you need to address when you do use the Vim bindings, is that the first time you hit a key combination that is a default PhpStorm key combination, it'll say, hey, do you want to use the Vim implementation of this, or do you want to use the PhpStorm implementation of this? You have to make a decision, like Control A and Control X, and Vim enumerates and decreases numbers. So if you hit that, it'll say, oh, hey, Control X is used for something in PhpStorm. Do you want to use that, or do you want to use the Vim version? And you just say, yeah, use I at least I do. I just always just use the Vim version. Yeah, I don't know what else it would be used for.
Well, Control X would be cut.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right, because you don't have such an idiot. You don't have like normal mode visual mode. How would you cut something in normal mode, John? I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. There's not a normal mode for you IDE users. God, I always forget about that. That's such a difference. That's like one of those paradigm differences that I understand why people have trouble getting their head around it. Like understanding that your screen, the IDE you're working in, or the page you're working
Interface.
in, interface, good call, has different implementations, like it has different modes. It has visual mode, it has normal mode, it has insert mode. Yeah, it's easy once you understand it, and you understand the benefit. Like you can have a key mapping do one thing in visual mode that does something completely different in normal mode, or vice versa, or something. It's a lot. I understand why people don't like doing Vim. It's a lot. Like I don't know if I didn't know Vim, like if I had like just slowly been into it and built up, if I had to hit the ground running in Vim, I don't know. I would give up on it. I wouldn't do it. But
Well,
once you know it,
you can't hit the ground running. You have to start slow, and it helps from back in our day where everything was done on a remote server. So
good
much is
point.
done locally now, where you don't need Vim
Mhm.
until you need it, and then you're like, I don't know how to quit.
Yeah. You think that'd be a
So,
good conference talk? Vim, PhpStorm, and Vim. I bet you that. I don't know about a conference talk. I could do a user group talk on that. Maybe I'll do a what's it? Merge PHP. I'll do the little virtual user group.
we have a July meetup coming up that we need somebody to speak at. Just saying.
Hmm.
We got to get that
I hope
scheduled.
we find somebody.
We need to talk. Let's talk tomorrow.
All right. Yeah, we're hanging out tomorrow, huh? Ball game? Going to the ball game?
I'll be there.
Got my storm hat on.
I gotta be there.
Storm pride.
I gotta be there early. And actually, we've been back and forth, but I think we are now staying and camping on the field.
Oh, you're gonna stay the night. What time are you guys gonna be there?
So, kids, we have to be there by 5:45, I think, to be in line for the kids to be in the parade.
Gotcha. When's the parade? Before the game?
6:30. Yeah, before the game, 6:30. I think.
Oh, so I want to get there before the game. Then I probably wasn't even gonna leave the house until about 6:45.
I'll look at timing and let you know.
Yeah, let me
But
know.
yeah,
Let me know.
Yeah. So we'll stay after the game. They get to watch Sandlot. So we'll watch a movie out in the outfield and get to set up a tent in the outfield.
Okay, fun fact to all the people watching. I don't know if John was fucking with me on this or not, but John for years would always do the whole "you're killing me, Smalls, you're killing me," and so one day I made another Sandlot reference, and he just gave me this blank look. I'm like, "It's from the Sandlot," and he's like, "What's that?" I'm like, what the fuck you mean, what's that? You say "killing me, Smalls" all the time. What do you mean, what's that? You can't say a quote if you don't know the movie.
Yes, you can. I do it all the time. You're killing me,
Seen it yet?
Smalls.
Have you seen it yet?
I've seen the Sandlot when I was much younger. I just don't remember. I don't remember all the. I know there's a lot to it. There's other quotes that I just don't recall. So
That's one of the great baseball movies out there.
So-
Sandlot and Bull Durham are two of my favorite.
So 5:45 begin parade lineup. The
Oh,
gates open at
jeez.
6. The parade starts at 6:15, and the first pitch is 7:05.
6:50. I don't know if I want to hang out there 45 minutes before. All
There
right, I'll
will-
try.
there-
I'll try to
there
get there
will-
for the parade.
There will be beer.
There will be beer. Well, of course, it's a ballpark. Of course, there's
I know.
beer.
I know. Just saying, we can
Yeah.
hang out.
I love minor league baseball. It's whenever I go to a conference or something. Matter of fact, going to Nashville, they have a minor league baseball team out in Nashville that I'm going to go try to catch a game. I love going to minor league baseball games.
What do you? Oh, is that for that other conference that you're going to? Is that what's
Yep.
going on?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Matter of fact, I should see. I guess what are we doing with Austin? Are we going to Austin?
We got to make plans for that. Yeah. I mean, we're sponsoring. We better be
We
there.
are official sponsor. I don't know why, but we're a official sponsor of another conference because reasons. But yeah, see if they have a minor league team. I don't know if I'm going. Are we both going? We both don't need to go. You can man a table by yourself.
I'm gonna talk to the wife about extending it and meeting my brother.
Right. Dallas, though, right? You
Dallas.
should rent a car. You could drive it. I think it's like a 6-hour drive. You could drive it.
Yeah, whatever. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, you will. You're good at that.
I can also fly it.
You can. A little bit more expensive. Oh, you know what you should look into? It's Texas. Texas has a very verbose train system. I bet you there's a train that runs from one to the other that you can probably do in less time than trying to get to San Diego, from San Diego to San Francisco, which is like a 12-hour train trip. But you should look into that. I bet you there's a train. I don't know if you're a train person. I like trains.
Yeah. Oh, I would definitely do the train. Savannah bananas. The Savannah bananas are awesome.
Yeah, I'm kind of over them. They were awesome when a lot of people didn't know about them, but now they're just kind of annoying. Have you seen them?
Of course. Well,
I've
never watched the full game. I've seen the short clips, which are funny. But
so do you understand a Savannah banana game is not a baseball game, right? They have their own rules. Like
right,
each inning is a game.
Well, I didn't know that, but I do know that they are playing to win. It's not like a lot of their videos seem like it's all fluff and just
right. It's like a Harlem Globetrotters sort of situation, but
supposedly it's a game that they're actually trying to win.
Right. The other team, they're not the generals. The other team is actually trying to win, so they're trying to win. So yeah, my understanding there's a bunch of different rule changes, but the biggest one that sticks with me that I think is actually pretty cool is each inning is a game. So everybody wins an inning. So you don't carry over your runs. Whoever has the most runs after an inning is the winner of that inning. And then
so you're winning innings, not the overall game.
Right. So it's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. Of course, if you win 5 innings, the first 5 innings, I guess the game is kind of over, right? Because you can't come back from that. And there's a bunch of other little goofy rules. I don't think you're allowed to walk, or you can't bunt, or some shit like that. It's fun to watch. Like I said, it was really entertaining for me when it was like the crowds are smaller and they weren't trying to be so goofy and so silly. Now I watch it, I'm like, all right, whatever, dude. It's just I kind of lost my. I kind of lost it
when they started dancing.
Yeah, that and then I try to get tickets. We try to get tickets. So they're coming to a couple places. One, Rancho Cucamonga. They're going to be in Rancho Cucamonga, which is not too far for us. I mean, it's a drive for us. And then they were in Oklahoma City, and I think tickets were like $200 or $300. I'm like,
what?
Are you kidding me? Like, there's no way. So they do this weird thing where they only sell tickets to season ticket holders, and then they get resold, and everybody marks up. And yeah, it's just like, that's not even fun. Like, that's not even fun. If you want to be these people, make it accessible to the normal person to go watch you. This isn't fun. So I get why they do it. They're trying to make money and whatever, but still.
That's why I like the XFL. It was accessible to me when I was that age.
Yeah. Yeah. I yeah. The whole, don't get me started on the whole cost of going to a ball game thing. I don't, I can't have that conversation with you right now. But what I can tell you is the show's over. We're done. Episode 339 is in the books. We're looking forward to Tom's return next week. Make sure you tune in. Until then, I'm Eric.
I'm John.
And I have
keep it ugly.
Don't talk. Keep it
ugly.
ugly.
1, 2, 1, 2. Coming off the top, y'all know how we do. Listen, I'ma drop a freestyle you can cherish. I'ma send a shout out to the host named Eric. Yo, he's never on some average shit. Eric, he stays loud and passionate. I'm about to break it down for y'all with the clever song. Yo, shout the host named Thomas, cause he's never wrong. Yo, shout to John. You know that he's smart and quiet, unlike my freestyles, which cause a riot. I'm about to do it like this, cause the people love me. Shouts out to PHP, the ugly. It's called ugly cause it's not professional, but I'm about to come through and bless it with style. So let's do it when I'm spitting, I perfume the room. Yo, the segment of the show is called Doom and Gloom. That came from Thomas. Yeah, can nobody go beyond this? I get the mic and then I'm about to keep it like a promise. Yeah, and y'all know we fill them up with anguish. We talking about the PHP, the programming language. About to break it down, no exaggeration. What do y'all do for a living? Web applications. Okay, I can dig it. My words spray tight. They getting together on the Thursday nights. Yeah, when it comes to rhyming, you can call me the new dude. I spew true lyrics while y'all broadcast on YouTube. So let's get it. You know my lyrics are major. All up in the comments, they got plenty of haters, but they doing what they doing. Keep it ugly. We ending every show with the saying it's lovely. Let's go. Hey, shout out to y'all. Peace to the whole squad, man. Hope your channel is doing real well on YouTube. Hope you guys are having fun. And it was an honor and blessing to do this little custom freestyle for y'all. Hope you enjoy. Stay up. Yeah. Come on. Hey.
You are muted.
I just realized. Do you hear music?
Nope.
I did the whole Harry Mack thing at the beginning. That's going to be in the audio stream that they're not going to understand because they don't hear Harry Mack at the beginning.
Oh.
So yeah, that didn't go well.
Yeah, it happens.
Let me see here. What do I need to do to get this working? I think I gotta do this. All right, have it now. You guys got music?
Well, I got music because I put music on.
You guys hearing music?
Yes. I turn music on.
No, don't turn. I'm trying to get good music going. We're paying for this, man. I'm trying to get our money's worth out of it. Here, can you hear that?
Yes.
We're paying for this stuff. I need to get our money's worth out of it. Although this music isn't great. What is this one? A little hype EDM. Wait, rap hip hop is not doing it for me. They had some good music on rap hip hop, and it's just not hitting it today. So this is Pretzel for anybody interested.
Pretzel rocks.
Pretzel.rocks, yeah, it's pretty decent. It definitely helps finding stuff. Where is rap at?
Oh, I meant to bring up and talk a couple times about how we've started the process of finding a place for 2024.
Oh, we should have talked about that. Yeah, definitely make that a topic for next week for sure.
I started to a couple of times and just we were on other things. I need to find out if I should reply to that person or not yet.
Not yet. If it's the person I think you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not yet.
Mi amor, por favor, no me des hard time.
Here we go. Now we got some music.
Still need a top. Anybody fucking with a drop. Can't make it pop. No reason. I don't think we equals. That's on God.
Sorry, we're
late. Cerebral. Wow, I'm a body just without a feature. Wow.
Does it turn up? Okay, it does turn up for you.
It's on the loud side, yeah.
Let me turn it down. How's that?
That's good.
That's good?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I would hold off for a little while, but we do need to get other people into the conversation. Yeah, kind of excited. Kind of already got the. If you're still with us, if you're hanging out for the after show, we're still. We already got the wheels turning for Tech 2024. It's going to be exciting. We're happy. Very happy. Oh, you know what I didn't talk about? We talked about last week. What did you think of my Notion workflow? We didn't talk. I wanted to ask you.
Oh, that would have been a good one. Yeah.
You thought we can save it for next week if you want.
Yeah. Let's do that. Obviously, I'm using it or trying to use it.
Yeah. I think I'm a PM now. That's my title now. I'm a PM. A-Woods, yes. John's current wife is in Discord, but she struggles. She struggles keeping enough respect for John, so she doesn't come into this Discord because it would put her over the edge. She just couldn't do it anymore. Yes, John's current wife is one of the editors. Is the main editor for the magazine. She does all the prep work and does all the layouts. All we do is proofread, basically, and beg for articles. Anybody listening, you want to write for PhpStorm, PHP Tech, PHP Architect? Jesus Christ!
Fail.
Let John and I know. We are definitely. I got a few people lined up. I'm really kind of excited about some things that might pop up here. We'll see how it goes.
Might pop up. NorCal Kid wants a title. Pick a title.
All right, we need a title. Let me see if I got titles. I don't know what's going on with the other bot.
There are a handful in there.
Yeah, let me see. VI titles. There's the bottom.
Obviously, a couple around wine.
Let me see what we have here. Let me see. Can I share with you? Can I share this window with you guys? Team ups. Here we go. Let me see. Nothing in here. Yeah, that's good. Good to share this. Oh god, that looks horrible. Can I full screen this? Looking better. I lost my page. I can't see my browser now. I don't know if that looks any better or not.
Hello, Jack. Join us in Discord, not on YouTube. I mean, you're fine on YouTube, but
yeah, for sure.
You'll be happier in Discord. Discord.phpugly.com.
Right, let's see what we have here.
But keep watching on YouTube. Get our YouTube views up. That works.
Yeah, subscribe. Subscribe on YouTube. All right. First world tech. Exploring first thing. One whiskey, one scotch, one beer.
2 old guys whine for an hour.
Oh, that's good.
4 up. See, get used to your relative line numbers. It's easy.
Two old guys in a wine glass. In a wine cup. That's bad. No, my wife doesn't get that reference, and I love her for it. That still seems loud. Is that kind of loud?
It is loud, but it's it's on the loud side. Yeah.
All right. Don't drink in them.
I think
decent.
I tried telling my wife about that reference many moons ago.
Oh, don't. They're better people if they don't know it.
Yeah.
I hate those people with a passion. What? Did I say that?
I don't. Probably.
Take me to your leader key. Oh, God damn it, A Woods. Stop coming out with the good ones. 15 minutes. I don't know. Take me to your leader key or 2 old guys.
Am I supposed to get that reference? Oh, leader key.
Yeah,
leader key. Got it. Took me a minute. Sorry, A Woods. I'm slow on the uptake tonight.
Yeah, A Woods always does the good ones. PhpStorm to the rescue. Buttery is on fire, man. Custom bindings for your pleasure. I like that one. I two old guys in wine.
2 old guys whine. 2 old guys whine for an hour.
Yeah, 2 old guys whine for an hour.
I don't know. Custom bindings for your pleasure could have a great.
That one's not happening.
That could have a great thumbnail.
Not happening. Well, I mean, we could do take me to your leader key and be doing.
You can't refuse.
And do.
You're supposed to do it anyway, not refuse.
What's it called? Leader, take me to your leader key, like an alien, like do an alien spaceship. But it's A Woods. I can't let A Woods keep doing the freaking titles. She's too good.
2 old guys whine for an hour.
Okay. 2 old guys whine for an hour. That's our thing.
2 old guys Cedar Creek whine for an hour.
Creators on the PhpStorm. Oh, the new Indiana Jones movie. We saw a preview to the new Indiana Jones movie. Very excited about that. Okay. You guys want to do show notes with me? We can do show notes. What I want to do? I forget how I do show notes now. Yeah, let's do this. Start that Lando up for do a little Lando action. Get that rocking and rolling with the DD office there. I'm gonna do show notes. You guys are gonna do show notes with me. I'm tired of doing it by myself. All right, this is all gonna fail. I don't know what's up with this Lando configuration, but it's failing now, which is fine. I just need the command line. I probably don't even need Lando, to be honest with you. What if I can do it without Lando? Let's see if I can do it without Lando. I don't even know what the whole Lando artisan Trello. Yeah, Trello. Okay, let's do this. Let's take Lando out of the equation. Oh shit! I need Lando in there to get the whole. Let's see what I do here. Let's do this. Okay. All right, let's do that. All right. So, what do we want here? What did we talk about today? Let's see. We wanted D2 here. We talked about we talked about wine, them. What else we talked about? Yeah, where are show notes at? Did we talk about any PHP stuff? We talked about some PHP stuff, didn't we?
We talked to PHP stuff in Pair programming, event sourcing.
Oh, pair programming. That was it. Yeah, pair programming. Oh, you know what I should do? I should just do pair programming. Nah, we'll do pair. We'll do it correctly. Changing a word. Pair. All right, here we go. All right. I'm wondering if I can do this without. Let's see if I can do this without. Are you gonna run? Really? Did that actually work? All right, let's. Well, because I thought it had a composer package I was using, but clearly I didn't. That's actually great. Let me. I will confirm that it works.
Can't you just look at the markdown file that was supposed to be created?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do right now. Let me go up here real fast. Get out of here. We don't need this anymore.
Jack, what do you mean? What are we making? We're not making anything.
Yeah, we're just fucking around right now, Jack.
Jack, we're in the post show. The show's over at this point. We're just kind of hanging out. Eric often edits the audio podcast afterwards.
Yeah. Can't get that special character out of there. There we go. There it is. Alright, so Google Drive. Yeah, Google Drive, Reddit. Yeah, this has everything. Yeah. This week on the podcast, we talk about Wine, Vim, pair programming. Excellent. That's actually great to know. I can stop this now. I don't need Lando running anymore. Oh, that's cool, man. I'm pretty awesome with my coding.
I just do it when I'm drunk and I forget what I've coded.
Pretty much. I mean, pretty much how it works. TXT.
Good night, Jeffrey.
Hey, Jeff. Congratulations again, Jeffrey. Congratulations again. Oh, this one died. Get show notes didn't work on the. Something didn't work. Oh, that's right, because it's doing a relative to the Lando file. Yeah. Shit, I can fix that real fast. Okay, I'll fix that later. I can get that working. All right, cool. I don't need to share this anymore. Where's the stop share? No stop share? No stop share. Stop share? There we go. Checking me in. You need to learn how to spell buy correctly. Photoshop or something. Bye. Canvas connected. Okay, NorCal Kid says they've outgrown Canva. I don't know how that's possible, but
my 9-year-old loves the fact that we use Canva. Like, I use Canva too.
It's like the only way I can do anything graphic related. I know you kind of gotten pretty good with Photoshop, thank goodness, but yeah,
decent.
I'll buy you Photoshop if you really think you can. If you really think you can do stuff in Photoshop, I'll buy you Photoshop. I need to hear you say you've used Photoshop. You know how to use Photoshop.
I've used Photoshop. I know how to use it.
I don't understand Buttery's reference here. It's like a memento of programs. Is that a compliment? I can learn. You got too much on your plate to learn. Just stop being so damn creative. All right. I need to get up and check out their new. My talked about Jeffrey. I think I mentioned it last week, but congratulations on my NorCal kid who has moved into their new apartment. That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. You gotta love change, especially upgrade.
Yep, definitely do. All right, let me update that code. All right, so you guys are going to be there super early tomorrow. I don't know. I want to. So, what are they just going to walk around the field? Is that going to be the parade? Are they going to be in uniform?
Well, it's Boys or Cub Scouts, so they'll be in their Cub Scout uniform.
That's in uniform. Yeah.
Yes, they're not in not baseball uniform. It's a Cub Scout thing.
Right.
That's why I clarified.
Okay. All right, let me update these. I just do a big search real quick. I should be sharing this with kids too. All right, we're gonna do a big search in place of /users.
They're supposed to be in dress. They're supposed to be in full dress uniform. I don't know if they have that. I gotta figure that part out.
Did the Cub Scouts change from when I was a kid? We only had one uniform, which was the blue.
Yeah, but they have the full dress, which is like everything, and then there's like just a t-shirt, I think, that they can wear during the game.
Oh, interesting. Is this gonna work? Am I this good? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Can you be this good? I feel like I can be. Actually, that's not going to work. I did that wrong.
Good night, Savvy. We're gonna be wrapping up here in a minute.
Yeah, we're done, Savvy.
Yeah.
This is me just talking through crap.
Yeah. All right. I'm fading. I'm gonna hang up.
Later, Gator. Yep. All right. We're gonna end the stream. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. We do appreciate you. Be sure to tune in next week where we get the big return of the Write Out Man. All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.